So-called forever chemicals have been linked to cancer, thyroid disease, and birth defects.
Now, Action News Investigates has also learned these chemicals may soon be incinerated by the federal government, just upwind from western Pennsylvania.
Investigative reporter Paul Van Osdal joins us live in the newsroom with this story. Paul.
Well, Shannon, Mike, East Liverpool, Ohio is home to one of 2 incinerator plants in the country where the Pentagon may soon be shipping thousands of pounds of these forever chemicals, which are known as PFAS. The Pentagon is moving forward with its plans, even though the EPA is not certain that incineration eliminates dangerous levels of PFAS from the environment. You ever smell anything funny?
Yeah, sometimes when they burn something different, you get a different with what's in the air.
Eddie Moorhead lives a half mile from the Heritage Thermal Services incinerator in East Liverpool. The wind blows right over your house, right?
Yep. It's coming up here all the time.
The wind also carries those fumes across the Ohio River and into Beaver and Allegheny counties. Soon, the wind currents may be carrying PFAS, also known as forever chemicals. High levels of PFAS are found in firefighting foam, much of which is stored at military bases. 2 years ago, Congress banned the Pentagon from incinerating PFAS due to the potential dangers, which include cancer. But the Pentagon is seeking approval to resume the practice, saying the incineration process is cleaner now. That's raising alarm bells for scientists and environmental advocates.
This is something that has the potential to potentially add to an already poor air quality situation here in Allegheny County.
In a report to Congress earlier this year, the Pentagon said incineration was now adequate to break down detectable PFAS chemicals while also ensuring the maximum degree of reduction in emission of detectable PFAS. In a statement, Heritage Thermal says its East Liverpool plant is subject to the most stringent environmental regulations and that EPA has found incineration a viable option for PFAS. But an EPA report earlier this year also says uncertainties remain about the effectiveness of PFAS incineration. Hazardous levels of PFAS are measured in parts per trillion.
But what we know is that very, very small amounts of these chemicals, if we are exposed to them, they can affect our health. So that's why we're concerned about even very small exposures to them.
It's a very dangerous chemical to come into contact with.
In a statement, a Pentagon spokesperson says they are in the process of updating their PFAS destruction and disposal policy. Also, they will provide advance notice should DoD determine it will allow incineration of PFAS-containing materials. Studies have found PFAS in the soil and water around East Liverpool.
PFAS can travel in the atmosphere. They don't break down, so they can travel long distances.
It's only 30 air miles from the East Liverpool incinerator to downtown Pittsburgh, 15 miles to Aliquippa, and just 13 miles to Beaver. Residents in Beaver told Action News Investigates they were shocked to hear about the Pentagon's plans.
I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's good for people's health, and I wouldn't like to see that in this area.
Let's ship them somewhere else, please.
What would you like to tell the Pentagon about their plans to burn toxic chemicals over there?
You don't want to know what I want to tell the Pentagon.
Well, they should be worried.
Congressman Chris DeLuzio represents Beaver and part of Allegheny counties. He and Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown have questioned the Pentagon about its plans to incinerate PFAS in East Liverpool.
What's the process? How will you keep these safe? How can we make sure nothing's going to be leaching into our soil or our water? Those are the right questions to be asking before something happens that could put us at risk.
There are ongoing studies of other methods to destroy PFAS that would not involve incineration. Some experts say the Pentagon should simply store PFAS until a safer method is available. The Pentagon says they expect to update their policy on PFAS incineration in the next several months. Live in the newsroom, Paul Van Osdal, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.